All right, good morning, guys. Good afternoon, wherever you're living. How's it going today? Welcome to Coffee with Fox. I am your host, Zach, for episode 3. Things that personal trainers get wrong, basically the lies of the fitness industry. All right, just did a bunch of jumping jacks to try to wake myself up. So briefly, just because I didn't show up for last week's episode, I haven't made any videos at all actually last week. No Instagram posts, no YouTube posts. The reason that I didn't go live last week or make any videos is, I'm not gonna lie, guys, I've had no energy. I'm in the last 10 days of my diet, so the last 10 days, or like peak week, I usually call it, how it's typically called, is just really brutal. Very little energy, but at least we have coffee. We did some jumping jacks, wake up a little bit, and we're gonna riff this one. I don't have a very solid script, so we're gonna just riff this out and have a little bit of fun. It's gonna be a lot of fun, actually. We're gonna just call out the BS of the fitness industry, and we're gonna ruffle some feathers. We're not gonna be nice with this one. We're gonna have some fun with it, like I said. So any opportunity that I get to go through this list, and actually the first list that we're going through, my wife made for me because she's worked with personal trainers. I wanted to get someone's opinion that has actually had a personal trainer, since I kind of just went into it. I've worked a little bit with trainers, but mostly for boxing, not for lifting, not for bodybuilding, not for nutrition. I've mostly kind of done this all on my own. So I wanted to get someone else's personal opinion before I went into different talking points that I thought would be good, or pulling things from other websites. So we're gonna go through those first. It's gonna be very exciting. Every time we go through a point, like I said, I'm not gonna be very nice about it. I'm gonna have a little bit of fun, and I'm gonna call out nonsense personal trainers. I think a lot of them are out there. Honestly, probably more than half of personal trainers are underqualified, and that's because the bar is set too low to become a personal trainer. I studied anatomy, biology, anything that I could get my hands on, nutrition, bodybuilding, posing, I would read constantly. And so by the time that I took my personal training course, I didn't have to take the course at all. I hopped over to the test within a week and a half, and I passed the test with a 98. Which, was a little disappointing. I wanted that last 2%. Point is that it was really easy. It's way too easy, actually. I actually got to pull up this YouTube chat really quick, guys, just in case someone comes in and asks any questions. So, of course, the format is, if you guys want to ask any questions about what we're talking about, feel free to type it in the live chat. I'll answer them at the end. I won't be responding till the end of the video. Or you can leave it in the comment section below. Make sure to like and subscribe. Let's get into it. All right. I have them written in a notebook right here. She wrote them down as like personal beliefs, but these are personal beliefs also based on like what personal trainers will tell you. So they're separated by personal beliefs and things that trainers have actually specifically told my wife, and I've heard them tell other people as well, because I've worked hand in hand with other personal trainers as I was kind of coming up as a personal trainer to begin with. So the first one, and this is actually the most common one, I think as we made the list, we ended up with easier ones to think of and more obscure ones as we went along, because they got a little less obvious. So the first one is extremely common, and that is the fact that you can site fat reduce. Now, just to be clear, if I told someone that you can site reduce fat, that's basically like telling someone, and you'll actually hear this one specifically, so I'll use this as an example. It's if I tell someone, I'm still catching my breath. Holy crap. Yeah, the cardio it really takes it out of you when you're not eating enough, guys. Try to main gain. Try to main gain. Don't do the bulking and cutting like I do. The most common form of slight reduction or slight fat reduction that you will hear is when a trainer tells you if you do crunches, you will lose belly fat. Now, is this true or false? It is absolutely false. There is no way that's true. Fortunately, a lot of people don't believe it anymore. However, there are still quite a few people that believe there is such a thing as slight reduction. So if your arms are looking a little flabby, do bicep curls and tricep extensions. If you're storing fat around the chest area, do push-ups and bench press. If you're seeing a little belly fat that doesn't want to go away and you want a six-pack abs, do crunches and leg raises. It's false. The reason it's false is because the way that the body stores fat is the same exact way the body loses fat. It's based on genetics. So some people, there's a very small percentage, probably like 5% of the population to be honest, that stores body fat evenly throughout the body as they gain fat and they lose it evenly. Everything all at the same time. So as much fat as they put on their midsection, their stomach, their legs, their arms, everything stores evenly. And when they lose fat, they lose it evenly. However, the other 95%, and that's an arbitrary number, I don't know the exact percentages. However, I do know that it's pretty low for people that are even. The other 95% are gaining fat unevenly. So a very common trend that you'll see is that people will put on weight around the waist, the stomach, the legs. Then they'll start putting on fat in the arms area, maybe then the face and the back. So, unfortunately, what this means, and this is very interesting for people that are trying, they always say, I'm having trouble with the very last bit of belly fat. I can't quite dial in my waist and get that six-pack abs or get that line down the middle for women. That's because if you put on stomach fat first, you're going to burn it last. So whatever order that you put fat on initially, reverse that order exactly, and that is the order that you will lose weight when you are cutting body fat and dropping calories. That is the only way to lose fat. You can increase the amount of fat that you're losing, but you cannot burn fat in specific areas. Your body is going to burn it however it wants to burn it, which is either even if you're extremely lucky, or if you're just normal, you have normal luck, you have normal genetics, which most of us do. I would say that even I do. Some of my genetics are really good and some of them are okay. Some of them are even bad. If you're normal, then you're going to burn body fat in the opposite way that you put it on. So probably you're going to fit the 90% that loses the belly fat last. Just what it is. So it just takes longer. You're going to start, the good news is that you're going to see it in your face first, and your face is going to look a lot younger and attractive. You'll start seeing it in your arms, and then maybe the legs, and then the belly last, which, the good news is that the belly is under the shirt most of the time. So it's not too bad of a thing, but it will be last. All right. Let's see. We have 4 more here. So let's see what the next one is. Cardio is the best way to lose weight. No, that's almost true. That is almost true. It is a great way to lose weight. The best way to lose weight, I will say, not even close. The best way to lose weight, and I'll tell you right away, is to eat a caloric deficit. Eat less than maintenance calories. And we've actually gone over this previously. We're not going to go too much in depth. We're just going to call things out If you want to look up caloric deficit or caloric maintenance, go ahead. There's a lot of different calorie calculators that'll get you started. I strongly recommend MyFitnessPal. Download that app. It is the best app that you can use for your fitness journey. Hands down, nothing comes close. So the best way to lose weight is a caloric deficit. Eat less than your body needs to burn. And whatever you have remaining, the last 300, 500 calories that you haven't eaten will be taken out of body fat. Very simple. Now, some of it will be taken out of muscle. And if you incorporate strength training, you will burn less muscle and more fat. Your body will spare the protein in your body, which is muscle, and prioritize fat because it decides that it needs the muscle to stay alive. Now, why I say that it's partially true is because, again, cardio is an incredible way to burn fat. I have burned fat without doing cardio, guys, or at least minimum cardio, and eating a pizza every day. Does that mean that you should? Does that mean that it's optimum? No, but you can. Now, cardio is really great for losing weight because it burns calories. It's very good for your heart, so you should always do cardio, whether you're bulking or cutting. Always do cardio because it will increase your life expectancy quite a bit. But here's something really interesting that I actually learned recently. I always try to learn new things. I never like to get in that point where I think that I know everything. And something that I learned recently is that, say you burn, now this is extreme, but say you burn 1,000 calories doing cardio. Now, a lot of people will say, well, that's just going to make you hungry. And that's why cardio isn't so good. Well, that's not necessarily true, because for every, we'll say 1,000 calories, it doesn't really matter. For every 100 calories, we'll say 100 calories. For every 100 calories you burn doing cardio, yes, you do crave a little bit more calories because you burnt it, your body wants it back. However, they've done a study recently, and if any studies come out debunking it, that's fine. However, what I've seen this study is very, very reliable, is that your body will only crave to get back 50% of the calories that you burn. So if you burn 100 calories, your body will only crave about 50 calories of food. If you burn 500 calories, yes, you'll crave some of the calories back, but you'll only crave actually about 250 on average. So even if you do refeed a little bit of what you burn, which I typically don't if I'm really serious about losing weight, I usually go with fiber. Like I'll go with celery, it's 0 calories right now. Or seltzer water even helps. You're not going to crave as much as you burnt initially. So is cardio the best way to lose weight? No, but it is an incredible way to lose weight. It is in the top 3 ways to lose weight, and it's extremely necessary if you want to increase your lifespan. Is it necessary? No. Is it the best? Also no. Weight training also is very important as well too. So building muscle increases your metabolism. So yeah, your top 3. Cardio might be at the bottom of those 3, but that doesn't mean that it's not important. Another thing that a trainer will say, and my wife has heard this one, this is on our list still. This is 3 out of 5. Building muscle will not help you lose weight. It will only help you keep it off. This is an actual quote, guys. Now, for you that have a little more experience with nutrition and working out, you've been doing this for a while, that might sound crazy to you. However, these people are personal trainers and they have a lot of clients. Clearly, someone believes them because they keep getting clients. Building muscle will not help you lose weight. It will only help you keep it off. This is most definitely false. This is extremely wrong. I mean, simple logic, anything that can help you keep off the weight that you've already lost. Anything that can help you keep it off is going to help you lose that weight. It's only logical. But the problem is that personal trainers don't know exactly why you'll lose weight. And again, we just went over it. It's because building muscle increases your metabolism. So basically, that extra muscle on your body requires more calories to be sustained. Your body needs more calories to maintain however much muscle you have on your body. The bigger you are, the more calories you need to burn, literally just sitting on the couch. We also went over that in the most recent podcast. I think the very last podcast, we went over that. If you're new to lifting weights, me and you can both sit on the couch and watch a movie. As we're sitting there, I'm going to burn more calories than you just by watching Netflix. I canceled Netflix about 1.5 years ago, but I burn more calories than a beginning lifter. A beginning lifter burns more calories sitting on the couch than someone who's never lifted. The more muscle you have, the more your maintenance is. It's an incredible way to lose weight. Also, here's where lifting weights has a leg up on cardio. You are still raising your heart rate as you lift weights. Anything that raises your heart rate burns calories. However, when you do cardio for 30 minutes, for instance, once you're done, the calorie burning is done. Your heart rate goes down, you're not burning calories anymore. Whereas with weightlifting, if your heart rate goes down when you're done, you're still burning calories because your body for the next 4 hours is prioritizing refeeding those muscles. So cardio instantly stops burning fat when you're done. Weight training continues for about 4 hours, sometimes more, sometimes less if you didn't train hard enough. So, will building muscle help you lose weight? Absolutely. If someone tells you otherwise, they're full of baloney. They don't know what they're talking about. All right, number 4 out of 5, almost there. To lose a ton of weight, sorry guys, a great way to lose a ton of weight is by completely avoiding carbs. This is false. However, it can work for some people. We'll explain why briefly. This kind of goes in, we're going to go into this a little bit. So, there are a lot of special diets out there. Some of them are low carb, no carbs. So, what are some of them? Paleo, I don't remember if paleo has carbs in it. I think paleo is just carbs, but only in the form of fruits. So we'll go low carb, Atkins, keto. You have other diets like intermittent fasting, OMAD, or 1 meal a day, which I'm actually currently doing. However, it's not what you think it is. All these diets, they don't work because there's any special magic to them. There's one thing that will make you lose body weight: being under maintenance calories. It doesn't matter if you get those calories from steak. It doesn't matter if you get those calories from French fries, from pizza, from ice cream. It doesn't matter. Like I said, I've proven in the past that you can lose weight by eating pizza, yogurt, and protein powder. I've done it before. Is that healthy? No. Are you hungry all the time? Yes, they're not very filling calories. But you can do it. The reason that I lost weight when I was eating like that is because I was doing a calorie deficit. I was eating less calories than I needed to. So if you eat pizza, you count it in your calorie counting app, MyFitnessPal. Some people still actually write out their calories, but it's much easier to do an app. So, is no carbs the best way to lose weight, or is it a great way? It's not even a great way. It's not a way. The only way is to burn more than you eat. That's it. Now, the reason that I would suggest someone do OMAD or 1 meal a day, intermittent fasting, keto, the only reasons that I suggest these things, other than the health benefits, we're not going to get into the other health benefits. The only reason that I would suggest these different ways of eating are if your lifestyle requires it and it makes your life easier, or if you like certain types of food. If you don't like carbs and you just really like meat and vegetables, then maybe you should get your calories from fatty meats and vegetables. Keto. If you like carbs, then maybe you should do a traditional cutting diet where you're eating chicken breasts, rice, broccoli, oatmeal, sweet potatoes, lean beef, fish. Tilapia is a really good source. Codfish. Maybe this is a really good option for you. It's all about what you like. Intermittent fasting, why do that? Is it going to get me specific results? No. But if you work 12 hours a day and you don't have time to cook 3 to 5 times a day, or even some people eat 7 times a day, you don't have time and you only have time for 1 or 2 meals, then eat 1 or 2 meals. However, the way that you eat doesn't help you lose weight. I mean, it helps you because certain things get easier for you. But the only reason is because it's easier to maintain your calories. Now, the reason that people see dramatic weight loss when they cut the carbs out is because initially, so the first week you cut out carbs, right? Carbs help draw water into the muscles through glycogen. Very similar to ATP from creatine. When you cut those carbs for the first week, you're losing about 4 or 5 pounds of water weight. So as soon as you drop carbs, your personal trainer, right, tells you, oh, drop carbs. Yeah, because they expect you to lose water weight. It's going to make them look good. It's going to make you more likely to keep paying them. You drop the water weight, you say, wow, I lost 5 pounds. This trainer really knows what they're doing. Not 5 pounds of fat, it's 5 pounds of water. You might have lost about a half a pound of fat that week. You might have lost less. You might have even gained fat and still lost weight. It's all about the calories. Long-term stretch, guys. There's no magic pill. All right, and the last one, and I'm going way more in depth in these than I thought I would. It's always when I start these up, it's hard for me to keep myself limited. We have a couple questions for the end, so I'm actually really excited for the Q&A section. We'll get there. The last one is, I can eat what I want as long as I work regularly. I won't gain weight. This is also extremely common for a personal trainer to tell you, because it's one of those extremely exaggerated forms of reality. If you can tell your client something crazy or very nice sounding, they're going to say, wow, really? The other personal trainers tell me that it's going to take a long time and it's going to take hard work and discipline. And you're telling me that I can eat what I want as long as I work out? Yeah, that sounds great. because it's wrong. Now, you can eat what you want, but you're going to have to calculate it in. Very simply. You can't out-exercise a bad diet. You can't do it. Exercise helps an already established diet. You can lose weight without training at all if you're at a calorie deficit. You take that calorie deficit and add training on top of it. Now you're making real results. You're just going to amplify those results. But if you're eating at a surplus, it doesn't matter what you do. You're going to gain weight. You're not going to lose weight. So that was the 5. Now these are ones that I came up with, and I also pulled them from other personal training sites. Actual personal training sites, people making crazy statements. I pulled them from some YouTubers. I'm not going to call their names out, but you might recognize some of the statements. I have 7, and I'll try to be a little bit more brief. So, number 1, you can definitely lose 30 pounds in 30 days. Again, how good does that sound? Sounds amazing, right? Now, for me, it actually sounds terrible. That would bring me down to, at the moment, that would probably bring me down to like 125 pounds. That is actually a nightmare. However, for a decent amount of people, on them, yeah, you can lose 30 pounds in 30 days. That sounds incredible. Really? No! Not really. This is something that they're saying to get a sale. They want a quick buck from you. This tells you that this is a money-hungry trainer. They don't know what they're doing, but they want a quick buck. As soon as you realize that it's not working, you're going to bail. And so instead of trying to give solid information that helps people lose weight and keep it off in a healthy way, instead of being upfront and honest and keeping long-term clients, they'd rather have a rapid succession of clients going on, signing a package, and canceling as soon as possible. But as long as they get to pay their bills, that's all that matters to them. They don't care about your results. They tell you crazy, pie-in-the-sky hopes, like 30 pounds in 30 days. It's wrong. In fact, you shouldn't be losing more than 2 pounds a week. What is that? 8 pounds in 30 days. Anywhere between 1 to 2 pounds a week. The high end is 8 pounds in 30 days. The low end is 4 pounds in 30 days. How different is that expectation? There are YouTube videos titled 30 pounds in 30 days. Oh, it's completely false. Number 2, if you go hard enough in the gym, you can eat what you want on the weekends. What did I say? My wife made a really good list. That was the last point. If you go hard enough on the gym, you can eat what you want during the weekend. And trust me, guys, I have a voracious appetite. No matter how much dieting work that I do during the week, I can completely destroy that progress in one day. I assure you. Give me 2 days? All weekend? Oh, I'm in. I'll gain 2 pounds. Easy. Easy. It's so much easier for me to gain weight. I have an insane appetite. This is completely false. Again, this is someone telling you something that sounds really good. They're tickling your ear and getting a quick buck. This is not a personal trainer that you want to sign with. Any of these things that we're saying right now should be red flags for you to figure out if this is a personal trainer that you want to sign with or not. These are all red flags. Number 3, the scale doesn't need to change as long as you feel better. Can we define feel better? What do you mean feel better? We're going to feel better because we're exercising. That doesn't mean that we're losing weight. You're going to feel better. You have a personal trainer telling you good job and patting you on the back all day. You have to adhere to the boring, same old stuff that your grandparents told you about eating healthy and losing weight. Same boring stuff. Nothing's changed. Nothing's changed. We're still human. We haven't evolved. So it's really good for you to feel better. That is the point. But the scale does need to change. It has to change. You have to lose weight. If your goal is to lose weight, if you're overweight, the scale has to change. It's not healthy at every size. That whole healthy at every size movement, false. All right, next. Weight training with a trainer is more important than nutrition. Wrong. Incorrect. And specifically with a trainer. Why is that? Again, you need to pay me. If you pay me, you're going to get results. No. There are other reasons that you need a personal trainer. Losing weight is not one of them. They're there to help you lose weight. They're there to help you with your form. They're there to answer your questions. They're there to motivate you. They're not going to magically transfer that weight training to be more important than nutrition. It's not possible. Nutrition is the most important. Again, I can lose weight and never touch a weight. I don't have to touch the iron. I don't have to run. I don't have to jog. I don't have to bike. I can lose weight with my diet. I can do better with weight training, and I can do better with cardio. And I don't need a trainer to do those things. So, is weight training with a trainer more important than nutrition? Not even close. Not even close. Maybe 25% as important. 50% of the work or better is nutrition. All right, we got 3 more. You need supplements to get in shape. A lot of times, and again, people are going to be upset if they're personal trainers. This is a low blow. However, you're going to see a lot of personal trainers pumping supplements. You need this for cardio. You need this for fat loss. This is a fat burner. It's going to make you stronger. It's going to give you energy. All these different things. Even creatine. I love creatine. I do recommend creatine and protein powder, depending on the client. But it's very rare, actually. It's very rare that I recommend a supplement. Only for specific circumstances. Basically for convenience reasons. And I'm not selling them. I say, go to the store, go on Amazon, buy one on sale. I don't want any of the money for that. Will I start selling supplements in the future? Maybe, probably, online. But it's not going to be pushed. And I'm definitely not going to tell people that they need it. You don't need supplements. I haven't used creatine in almost a year. My strength gains have been incredible lately. I've been gaining strength while cutting calories. Very excited about it. Don't need supplements to get in shape. This is a personal trainer that is not satisfied with just what you're paying them as a trainer. Now they want commission for sales on supplements. And can you trust that trainer now? Also, can you trust them? Can you trust the supplements that they're selling if they're making money off of it? Who are you going to trust? The person that's making money off the supplements that they're selling to you? Or are you going to trust the person that's telling you to go buy someone else's supplements because they think that it works and they don't make a dime? Very easy question to answer. Red flag. Second to last one, a gym membership is required to be fit. Now this is pretty common knowledge for a lot of people now, not for everyone. However, calisthenics is really good. Again, we've been talking about cardio and we've been talking about nutrition, diet. You need a gym membership? No. You might have your own weights. That personal trainer works for the gym. That personal trainer is told to sell more gym memberships. A lot of these personal trainers are on the sales team as well. You don't need a gym membership. I train people in person. I've trained people online. No gym membership. Online. Using resistance bands, push-ups, bodyweight squats, sometimes even lifting groceries as weights. You don't need a gym membership. A lot of prisoners doing a really good job. They're in jail. They don't have a gym membership. They don't go to LA Fitness. All right, the very last one. And this actually gets into one of the QA questions. Lifting weights makes you bulky. We're going to go brief into this because I want to go a little more in depth on the Q&A. Does it make you bulky? No. Good luck getting bulky. A lot of people want to get bulky. They're struggling to get bulky. It's not working. I have a lot of clients come to me and they want me to make them more bulky because they can't do it on their own. And they're lifting weights. It takes exceptional genetics. It takes an exceptional diet and an exceptional work ethic. Good rest, water intake, low stress. Lifting weights will not make you bulky. And it also depends on how heavy the weight is. So, well, I think that it's a really weird thing for a personal trainer to tell you. I don't think that it benefits them a lot. However, it depends on the gym because some of the personal trainers only get specific personal training areas that don't have a lot of weights. They say, oh, you don't need weights. You don't need weights. It's okay. In reality, they can't use the weights anyway. They're not allowed to. So lifting weights doesn't necessarily make you bulky. I'd like to see someone define to me what bulky means, by the way. What their definition is. Oop, my bad. All right. Well, that's it for the episode. Let's get into Q&A real quick. I have two questions. One from the live chat and one from a YouTube comment from last week that I just unfortunately didn't get to. So the one from the live chat, I'll go first. Question is from King Me Hearts. Can you lose weight and gain muscle by only doing 15 to 30 minutes high intensity workout? Can you lose weight and gain muscle by only doing 15 to 30 minutes of high intensity workout? I'm going to say yes. It depends on how many times a week you're doing that. Obviously, like you can't do 15 to 30 minutes a week of a high intensity workout. That's not going to be enough. I'm also going to say that 15 minutes isn't enough. I'd say about 30 minutes. That's like the low end. I'd say usually what I tell my clients is 30 minutes to an hour of strength training to gain muscle and or lose weight. It's really hard to gain muscle and lose weight at the same time. For anyone that's not a beginner, it's nearly impossible. And I would say that it is impossible for an advanced lifter unless they're using steroids. that 15 to 30 minutes, you would have to do that at least 3 times a week. Let's say on the higher end, 30 minutes, 3 times a week. That would be the minimum amount of sessions. Maybe 2, but you're going to have someone that really knows their stuff when it comes to program design. You're going to have a really, really good program designer make a routine like that for you. It's not much, but I'd say about 30 minutes, 3 days a week. Yeah, absolutely. You can definitely lose weight and gain muscle on a 30-minute session 3 days a week. 15-minute session once a week, I would say probably not. All right, and the last question by Zach Epperson, not to be confused with me, is what if someone is not focused on necessarily going for fat loss or getting bigger, but defining muscles that they already have? And he also went into depth a little bit with me, basically not getting bigger, but getting stronger, not growing your muscles too much, but also having more agility for a specific sport. So this one's a little bit tricky. And this is actually how I got started in training other people, is I worked with a couple boxers that were friends of mine, for free, of course, a few years ago. A lot of boxers, a lot of MMA fighters, a lot of athletes want to get stronger. However, they want to stay in their weight class, or they don't want necessarily more weight to move around. So like cyclists, that's a really good sport of someone who wants to be stronger, but not heavier, because if you're heavier, you have more weight to push around on the bicycle. Fighters, they have to stay in their weight class. You know, if you're a featherweight, you don't want to go to a middleweight. You're going to be dealing with someone who's been a middleweight for a lot longer than you. They're going to knock you out because they're just heavier. So this is definitely doable. You have to keep in mind that using this method, you're going to gain some muscle. You're going to gain a little muscle size. Usually, strength and muscle gains are on a scale. So you're balancing, right? On one side of the scale, you have muscle size, hypertrophy. And on the other side of the scale, you have strength, getting stronger. Now, it depends what kind of exercises that you're doing, which way you lean. I like to lean this way toward the muscle gain, hypertrophy. I'm still getting stronger, but I'm just leaning more this way. A lot of people, athletes, should be leaning more towards strength. A bodybuilder and an athlete is not going to train the same way. Some of the things that you can do to gain strength and not size, most importantly, defining why you want to do that. So what sport are you training for? If you don't have one, just kind of come up with one. Come up with one that you're interested in. It's really important because you should be training for that sport specifically. So boxing, for instance, you want to get stronger and not gain muscle size, keep training for that sport. So outside of the lifting that we're going to do, we're going to keep hitting the bag, we're going to keep speed bag training, we're going to keep sparring, we're going to keep shadow boxing, keep jogging, keep doing those things. The body will adapt to that sport, and the body is very good at adapting to what it needs to do to be more efficient at the thing that it's doing. So keep doing that sport, basketball, football. Now with the weight training, we have 2 different rep ranges. And we're going to basically write out mentally, I'm going to let you write out your own, unless you want to get in contact with me. I can write out a specific routine for you. We're only going to train 3 days a week. Strength training 3 days a week. The other days, I want you to focus on your sport, whatever that is. Sprinting, MMA. 3 days a week, we're going to weight lift. We're going to work on compound movements. So squats, deadlifts, bench press, and we're going to say rows because pull-ups, we'll do pull-ups too. However, we're going to interchange rows and pull-ups depending on the rep range. We have 2 rep ranges. It's going to be the 1 to 5 rep range, low rep heavy weights. Now, if you're not accustomed to weight training, we're going to use the 2nd rep range, which is going to be 15 to 20 reps. We're going to completely avoid anything between 6 and 14 reps. That is a really good range for bodybuilding and growing muscle, where we're not focusing strength as much. We're of course getting stronger, but we're focusing on gaining muscle. So in the 1 to 5 rep range and the 15 to even 25 rep range, we're gaining less muscle. In the 15 to 25 rep range, we're gaining conditioning. So we're going to start there if you're not necessarily used to lifting weights. A lot of athletes aren't, depending on the sport at least. Once you've done the 15 to 25 rep range for the compound movements, as well as specific movements to your sport, I couldn't possibly go into those movements unless I know what sport it is. But the basic big 4 or big 5 movements, big 5, we're talking about dips. Start with 15 to 25. When you get used to that, now start weighing it down, start going really heavy, and do not exceed 5 reps. Do not go to 1 to 5 reps until you've done the higher rep range and you've gotten used to the form to the point where you are sure that you're not going to injure yourself, essentially. When you know that you have the form perfected, or essentially, I really want you to have a personal trainer if you're going to lift really heavy. I think that would benefit you a lot to have someone check your form. If you don't, that's fine. You should record yourself and really critique your form, watch videos online, make sure that you're doing it right. So very basically, the first 4 weeks, 15 to 20 reps of the big 4 movements: squats, deadlifts, pull-ups and rows, and then squats, deadlifts, bench press. The pull-ups and rows are a pulling movement, so both are interchangeable. And then another 4 weeks. This is a 8-week program. 4 weeks of 15 to 25 reps. And then 4 weeks of 1 to 5. If you follow that program, you're going to gain a maximum amount of strength and a minimum amount of muscle. Now, a really important thing to keep in mind is your nutrition. Again, try not to eat a caloric surplus. Specifically, if you eat a deficit, unless you have weight to lose, if you have weight to lose, then definitely eat a deficit. But if you're not trying to lose weight, eat at calorie maintenance based on what your weight is now. If you eat at maintenance, your body will also be less likely to gain a large amount of muscle. However, you will have enough calories and enough protein, hopefully, as long as you eat your protein. Eat a lot of lean meats. You'll have enough protein and calories to gain strength. So Zach, hopefully that answers your question. Guys, I really appreciate you being here. Hopefully you enjoyed the episode. Again, on any of these episodes, if you ask questions in the chat, or if you ask questions in the comment section of any of my videos, I will feature your questions in the Q&A. Hope to see you for the next episode, episode 4. It'll be next week on Tuesday. And I'll see you then, guys.